Peace, family. Thank you for joining me. This is Morey Yacob and another presentation for the Indigenous Talk for the Righteous. And remember, anytime when you hear this station is not for the wicked, meaning those who are willing to stay within the mindset of this system, this government, and everything else that deals with wickedness. But if you are trying to come out from among this wickedness, this channel is for you. This is not for the wicked. This is only for the righteous, meaning those who are willing to come from out of this mindset that we were and are still in, meaning the lies, the deception, deceitfulness, and the theft, and etc. We want to come from out of that, come from under that, come from around that, and begin to follow the commandments and the precepts and the principles that the Most High have left for us, which is called Torah. Now, narrow is the gate that leads to life, and only a few will find it. Meaning, family, it's not going to be a lot of us that make it. We all have to come to that position. We all have to come to that mindset that all of us are not going to make it. Many of us are going to be that sacrifice to be destroyed because our ancestors chose to do otherwise than what the Most High has prescribed and what the Most High has declared. So without no further ado, this presentation today is called Building a House. This is part one, family. This is part one, and we're coming from Proverbs, the 24th chapter, verse 1 through 5. And we're going to hit on some key points in this presentation. So I would like for you to get your Bible, or even just let your ears be attentive to this channel today, because we're talking about building a house, and that house is, family, you. You cannot go and build anything with anyone until you learn to build yourself. And a lot of us, we choose to want to go and get married. We choose to want to go and be up among other people, but we are destroyed mentally. We are destroyed physically. We are destroyed spiritually. We are destroyed psychologically. In other words, we're destroyed all across the board. And we tries to link up and hook up with other people, thinking that if I could just do that, my life will be complete. No, family. If you are destroyed and you go hook up and link up with other people, you're going to destroy them as well. That's what it means when it says the blind will lead the blind in the ditch. If you haven't yet been healed within your scars, family, then you're going to bring scars within other people's lives, and you're going to destroy them as well. And the saddest part about it is that when you have children, when children is involved, guess what? The child gets hurt, and those same hurts, those same dramas and traumas, those same ills and etc. gets passed down to the children. So, family, we want to learn how to build a house according to what the Most High has declared. Now, when those ills gets passed down to the children, it becomes what is called a generational curse. We want to break these curses, family. Curses are warnings. Curses are disobedience that we choose to do. And we're going to prove that today, family. So without no further ado, let's go into the scripture of Proverbs, the 24th chapter, verse 1 through 5. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Bible, with Torah, with the instructions of what the law is getting ready to display. Okay, so let's look at it. It says, do not be envious against evil men. Do not be envious against evil men, family. Now, I want you to pay attention to that, because, family, envious means a painful awareness of an advantage enjoyed by another, joined with a desire to oppose the same advantage. That's what envious means, family. You looking at someone painfully, seeing the things that they have, and now, family, you want to possess that same trait and lifestyle. This is what happens to us all across the board, family. This is what happened to us across the board. This is how they trapped. This is one of the ways they trapped us. They got us wanting to be like others, thinking that, hey, if I could do this and I can do that, or if I can just gain this particular title, this particular title, or this particular attribute in my life, then I could be like those ones that I envy. Family, one thing you have to understand is you're not going to be like those that you see on TV or that you hear on the radio or that the dominant society is throwing money behind to what? To promote. Family, most of those people are from that lineage of bloodline. Those people have been watching those people. They know who they people are. And when they seem like they have some kind of potential, family, they will promote these type people. They will push these people in front of your face. They will allow these people to get up on the pedestal. We don't supposed to envy these type people, family. But what we have learned to do is learn to look at what these people have gained in life, and we learn to base our life upon what we see and hear. But let's read that part of that verse again. It says, do not envy us against evil men. Don't be jealous at what they have going on, family. Wanting to possess the same things they got. You can see that this is what they have us doing. When rap came out, family, and the rap had those chains and necklaces and rings, we wanted it. When they had the radio, the boom box, we wanted it. Then they came out with the rims and the switches on the cars, we wanted it. Then they came out with the Kango hats and the jumpsuits and the Timberland boots and and certain styles, we wanted it. Then then they had the women shaking their butts. We wanted that, men. Then they talking about they want a roughneck. Women, y'all wanted that. Then they come out with the drug selling and the destroying of the community. We went after that. We wanted it. Then, family, we saw how just living in a poverty area, oh, that was cool. That was cool. That was hip. That made me look like I was a thug. I was on top of my game. We wanted that, family. Then they started talking about going to jail or having the stripes of being in jail and etc. Family, we started going after that. Not knowing that all that stuff was a trap. It was a trap, family. It was a slap trap. And what happened, family? Those things trapped us right inside of our illusion. Because we strive to try to be like them so bad that we lost most of our lives. Most brothers got locked up. A lot of brothers got killed. And look at our community today. Being bought up by foreigners. Being bought up by outsiders. Because most of us don't even know what it means to invest back within our own. We're running after investing in everybody else's situation. But family, we're not even investing in our own. That's what envious means. I want to be like somebody else. I like what they got going on. I see what they got going on. I hear what they got going on, have going on. And I want to be a part of that. Not knowing that a lot of that stuff is a trap. It's a trap, family. Envy evil men. Don't envy against evil men. Evil is something that brings sorrow, trouble, destruction, or poverty. That's evil. Family, why are we envying against men that brings poverty, brings destruction, all that stuff that I named earlier? That stuff brought poverty, it brought sorrow, it brought destruction, and it brought trouble, family. Why, family? Why are we allowing ourselves to envy things that does not benefit us as an individual? That stuff is breeding destruction, sorrows, poverty. That stuff is breeding trouble. And we are sitting here, continue to keep breeding these things, and then we hook up with others, having that same mindset of being envious at the things that we see others have. Family, we have to really pay attention to what's really taking place within ourselves. And it says, neither desire to be with them. I remember when I was young in college, I went off to a college in North Carolina. And I ran into this rap group, and we did some real good things together. And I took that talent and I went on over to Houston, and I ran into some artists over there, and I did some pretty good things there, and then some things just kind of went south, and I came on back home. And then I was trying to do some things here, in which is in fact I had some things going, but I just didn't have the right people around me who had the mindset of wanting to go, wanted to do, wanted to be. They wanted to just, be like, but didn't want to do the work to be in. So I said all that to say this, and even I joined some Hebrew groups and we did some music there. And a lot of times when I think back into those days when I was in college and I did some famous music back in those times, we did some hits. And I look back and I say, I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be even though I was on the inside, I was not on the inside. Because my soul was not comfortable at what I was seeing and viewing. Now, everybody in the industry didn't have that same type mindset. But I'm talking about the ones that I experienced being around. I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be around them. I wanted to be with them. Because it made me feel like I had something going on. But family, it wasn't the point of having something going on, family. The Bible simply says, neither desire to be with them. I saw some of the rituals, family. I've been around some of the rituals. I didn't take part in a lot of those rituals, but I've been around them. I saw them. I seen them. I understand them. I know them. I know some of them. I don't know what they're doing now. But family, the Bible tells you not to be around those type people. But I didn't know that when I was coming up. This right here, this principle was not taught to me of not being around evil men. See, it wasn't taught to me of who was evil. Only thing I knew that was evil was people that was robbing banks, people that were not going to church, stuff like that. That's what I realized what was evil. But family, they didn't tell me, I was told that rap was bad, but all rap is not bad. all rap was not bad. If you go back into those days of the hip hop, I'm talking about hip hop. Hip hop gave you a warning. Hip hop gave you information. Hip hop gave you a direction. Hip hop gave you a mindset. Hip hop gave you a balance. Hip hop gave you a meaning of what things are, what things should be, what things will be. That's what hip hop gave you. But I didn't realize that a lot of these people were promoting lies to our people, taking us away from the land, taking us away from our own identity, giving us an identity that did not belong to us. See, I didn't know that was evil. And the reason why that was not displayed is because, let's go back to the civil rights movement, family. The civil rights era was trying to get us to be amongst people that were hurting us, harming us, killing us, murdering us, hanging us, stealing our land. This is what the civil rights era was doing to us. And the Bible tells us don't be around those type people. Now, when I look at this other part of the verse, it says neither desire to be with them. That word desire means a strong feeling of wanting to have something. Family, why do we want and feel that we have to have what they present in front of us? A lot of us, we ran to want to be rappers. We ran to want to be masons. We ran to want to be preachers. We ran to want to be all kind of things that they present before us. But we never learned to want to be what the Most High created us to be. We ran after the illusion of what they say what we need to have in our possessions. Family, we never sat back and thought. What that preacher Jesse Jackson said? We are free but not equal. But family, why, if we the ones that built everything and we're the civilization's foundation, why would I want to be like something that's not like me, that's beneath me? Because family, they was getting you into a mindset of accepting everything outside of yourself. That's wicked. That's evil. That's degenerate. They needed you to degrade yourself into things that does not pertain to you. See, they want you to have that strong feeling of wanting to have something that you didn't supposed to have. And to be what means to follow along with. That's why they came up with all these names, family. Black, colored, Negro, Indian. They came up with all these names. Have you ever thought about the 5 civilized tribes? Well, if they civilized, then tell me where the uncivilized tribes at. But we don't ask these type questions. Because all we do is listen to what these people tell us. We listen to what the dominant society puts in front of us. See, we want to be with these people. We envy the dominant society. That at the same time, on the back end, we're destroying the very nature of ourselves. Look at our communities. Look at our businesses. Look at our children. Look at the education they're teaching us. Explain to me what benefit us as a people. Show me your culture. Because I bet you your children can point to everybody else's culture except theirs. And we are okay with this. We're okay, family. While on the back end, everybody's stealing your culture, but you're trying to get and mix into what everybody else's culture is. And you think that's okay. You think that's the way it's supposed to be. Your community being destroyed, but nobody else's community are. Family, we got to think. They want you to have a strong feeling of wanting to have something and to follow along with. We don't supposed to desire to be with these type people, the dominant society, family. The Bible says, come out from among her and touch not the unclean things. But we keep touching it. What is the unclean things? The unclean things is things that the Most High never desire you to be. Case in point, let me give you an example. You never seen a lion wanting to be like a leopard. In fact, those two they're cats, but they'll fight. Because the leopard has its own mindset of culture. Just the same way as the lion has its own mindset of a culture. You will never see a king snake migrate and mingle up with a water moccasin or a copperhead. You'll never have that. You'll never see that, family. You'll never see that. Why is that? Because once again, you have two types of mindset of a culture. They're not the same. They're not the same, family. So why are we trying to make everything the same? Why? It's because the dominant society told you to make everything the same. We don't supposed to strive to want to be like, to have the same thing as they have. Family, how did the dominant society get these things? How did they get your land? How did they get your culture? How did they get your way of mindset? How did they get how you do things? Huh? And they're not giving you and sharing nothing to you, for you, or with you. But you keep going and you keep dealing with the same thing that they give you. So we have to be very careful at who we follow and what we follow, because those things affect you personally. The Most High gave you a direction that you should follow. Don't be like these type people, family. I don't care if they're famous rappers. I don't care if they're famous athletes, entertainers, religious leaders. I don't care. Don't be like them if they are out of the order of the Most High. Don't strive to want to have what they have. Don't strive to want to be like them, family. Learn to be within your own culture. Strive to the betterment of you, of everything within you. Reach the pinnacle of yourself, but you will never be able to do that, family, if you're trying to be like other people. Because when you try to bring those type mindsets within inside of people or a house, family, you're not you. You're somebody else. And you wonder why your children act the way they act. It's because they're thinking and they're thinking like someone else. And guess what they're doing, family? Guess what they're doing? The actions of them is acting out what they're thinking. Let's go to verse 2. It says, their mindset studieth destructions, and their lip talks of mischief. Family, let's look at the breakdown of this verse. Because see, when we follow these type people mindset studies destruction. Not for themselves, but for you and your culture. They look for ways of how they can make money and exploit you. They look for ways of how they can continue to stay gaining from you. Look at all the businesses around you, family. Tell me how many of those businesses that's around your community is your people. And tell me how many of those businesses that is around you is giving back to your community for your community to thrive. Huh? The same amount of money you give to these businesses, tell me how many of those businesses give back to your community. But you don't care because, see, all you care about is wanting to be amongst other nations. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying that's wrong. But family, the first law of life is self-preservation. How can I preserve me if I'm always going outside of me? I'm looking to be like others. I'm looking to be among others, but I'm never looking to be amongst me. I never learned to master me. I never learned to understand me. I never learned to realize me. I'm realizing everything else in all others except me. See, long as I seem like I have what everybody else have, I feel complete within myself. But I never felt complete if I'm not amongst other people. That is not me. When I look at my people, I see a disdain. I see something that I don't like. I see something that I don't want to be around. I see something that I never wanted to be a part of. But family, instead of me trying to change that for the better, I simply ignore it and go amongst others, thinking that me going amongst others is going to change the very nature of me. So when I go up amongst these type people, it says these type people, their minds study destruction. Well, why you think rap was always talking about killing people? Family, they weren't killing nobody else but you. In your community is a high crime rate of drugs. I'm not saying drugs is only in your community, but notice they only tell you about your community of crimes, of your community being a high crime area. Show me a white high crime area or an Asian high crime area or an Arab high crime area or an African high crime area. Show it to me, family. Your area is the only high crime area. Your area. They mind study destruction. We talking about the people that you like to be around. None of those entertainers stay in your community. Why? But they come around your community to shoot videos, to make the raggedy houses look like they tough, to make drug selling glorified, knowing that the police gonna come and bust you and arrest you and throw you in prison. They make killing you glorified, knowing that they taking another soldier from off the streets. They just destroy a whole family. See? This is what we don't understand. These people study destruction. Why is your community being gentrified? Why are you losing your ancestral homeland? Ain't nobody else doing it. There ain't nobody else losing their ancestral homeland but you. Everybody's moving in your community. Why is your community cheap? The property rate of value is low. Have you ever asked yourself that question? No, because you're amongst them. You envy them. Their mind study destruction. Look at your children's education. Explain to me what they're teaching you about your children. Oh, they came on slave ships? They were slaves? That's who they were? That's who your children were, slaves? They came from Africa? See, that's destruction of your children. That's destruction of your household. That's destruction of your nation. Who was your, see, they give you a fake religion. They tell you to believe in everything else except the Creator himself. See, they mind study destruction for you. Their minds ain't studying destruction for themselves, because as long as you're destroyed, they rise. But the moment you rise, they destroyed. It's almost like the yin and yang. Which one gonna rule, night or day? Which one gonna rule, truth or lies? I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about you. And then we complain when we see what these people mindsets are. It's not nothing for you. It always was for them. And it says they lips talk of mischief. They lip is they dialect. Family, they got a language that you never understood, and some of you, most of you, many of you ain't trying to understand it. I don't know how many videos and how many people done taught that the word black means without representation and dead by law. And you still have people telling you you're black. But when you look at your skin tone is not black. Your skin tone is brown. But I sit here and continue to keep calling myself black because I'm listening to the dialect they tell me. I call myself a Negro. I call myself colored. I call myself Afro-American, African-American. I call myself all kinds of names that they gave me. And mischief, family, means what? Harm or injury. See, the things that the things that they say from their mouth brings harm, family, or injures us as a people and as a nation. But we don't see that because I'm making money. I got a car. I have a house. But family, tell me what your culture is. Oh man, I ain't worried about my culture, man. Man, that's the past tense, man. It's a new day. Then if it's a new day, then tell me why everybody's building around you and you haven't built yet one thing. Why everybody owns things and you haven't yet owned nothing. Why everybody, the things that your people came up with, like rap, they control it. The dance moves, they control it. The graffiti, they control it. The dress code, the styles, the clothing, they control it. Tell me, family, what you control? They tell you you don't need to have nothing. All you need to do is try to be a part of it. That's all they want you to do, is to be a part of it at the bottom. They don't need you to rise and own. Not you. They'll put somebody that look like you up there to make them the face of it, but they'll never own it. Because it's not about you owning it. It's about you consuming it. See, this is what they talk to you about. Consuming it. Not owning. They will never talk to you about your indigenous status in the Americas. They talk to you about being an immigrant, of coming to America, like Eddie Murphy coming to America. They wants to remind you of what they've been saying in their closed door meetings. We need to keep them docile, thinking that they came from someplace else. This is the mischief, family. This is the mischief that they want you to believe. They want you to understand. They need you to understand. They must make you understand that you came from someplace else. Because you trying to be like them instead of being what the Most High has declared for you. Let's go to the next clip, verse 3. Through wisdom, a house is built. Look at that, family. See, through wisdom, through means in one side and out the other. Meaning, you supposed to start from a point and then you supposed to end at a point. That point don't supposed to be the same level. You supposed to start from a low level to a high level. And if you start at a high level, you supposed to even be greater. But family, look at your families. They done redlined us. They done gentrified us. They done did everything to us, family. They done miseducated us. They enslaved us, family. Family, explain to me one thing. How have you shown yourself to grow? Because family, if I'm working at somebody's job to retire, why is my family doing the same thing? We should be trying to own our own. Because back in the days, family, we had black businesses. Excuse me for using the word black. But I just want to bring something that you can relate to. We had our own businesses. We had our own schools, our own communities. I'm not speaking against people crossing over to fellowship with one another, to barter and trade with one another, to use something that other people have. That's not what I'm talking about. We've been trading and bartering with people for years. Way before we became colonized. But family, you're colonized now. And you have nothing to barter or trade. Everything that would belong to you has been taken. And now your house is empty. Through wisdom, a house is built. See, I cannot, family, envy these type people and want to be up amongst them because they think destruction. Family, they think destruction. They think destruction, family. And they speak things that are that's harmful and hurtful to us as a people. But family, through wisdom, a house is built. That means I should start from one point and that point should elevate to a higher point. And when I see myself growing from one point to when I elevate, it should be benefiting my people. I should not be on the same level when I get to a certain age. I should grow, family. Even if I started late, even if I started at 50 years old, if the Most High is merciful, allow me to get to 68, family, and I have my health, I should be at a higher peak than where I started at 50. Benefiting my people to regain back themselves, to regain back the stamina of their mindset, of our own culture. We shouldn't be seeing ourselves flock within other people's culture and lifestyle. So you should see me move from one point to another. And it says through wisdom, from one point of life to another point of life, that wisdom is good judgment and skills, having good skills. You should see my house being built. Because that's not good judgment, wanting to be around others and be like others and envy others and knowing what others are saying and you still hang around them. That's not good judgment, people. That's not good judgment, family. That's not good judgment. Knowing that the rappers are setting us up, are help destroying our communities, and we still buying their CDs and listening to their music. Calling our women out their names, calling them hoes and all these other derogatory and degraded names. And we still support it, family. Knowing that these religious leaders are getting us to believe in another God other than the Most High, and we still keep supporting them, family. That's not wisdom. You move from 1 point downward, but you didn't move 1 point upward. All you got to do is look at the community and look at our children. Knowing that these athletes have took and went through some kind of ritual to make it. And some of these athletes and entertainers and religious leaders are part of that same colonist bloodline. And we still support it, family. Knowing that these politicians is never going to do anything for us, but we still support it, family. We still support it. And we wonder why our house foundation is cracked. Because when we went through something, we didn't move from 1 point upward, we went from 1 point downward. And look at the next part of this verse, and it says, understanding it is established. So family, you got to have good judgment when you are moving from 1 point to be able to go upward. You got to realize what is causing you to be at that level and what is causing us as a people to go downward. Now we need to use our skills of good judgment to remove ourselves from being envy of these people. And that's why it says understanding it is established. See, through understanding, a house is established. And understanding is the comprehension in the act of or action of grasping with the intellect, meaning I'm understanding, family, why I need to move upward and not downward, why I don't need to support these type people, these organizations. I got a firm grasp at the foundation of myself, that I'm not like everybody. I'm different. I need to act different. I need to think different. See, I got a firm foundation at nature. All snakes don't slide together. All lions don't run together. All birds don't fly together. Everything has its own territory. Everything has its own mindset of culture. See, I understand my foundation on this earth. And my foundation is not to be amongst everyone. My foundation is not to be like everyone. I have to understand this. That's why it says through understanding it is established. And established means having existed for a long time. Family, you have to have the skill of good judgment to realize why you are still here. Why are your family's culture is still established, even though they're trying to steal it, even though they're trying to make you disown it? Why is it still standing? The things that your ancestors done. The things that your ancestors did. The things that your ancestors left behind. Why is it still here? You got to remember, family, a house, your house been existing for a long time. And it was established through the covenant of the Most High. But he's only bringing a remnant back. He's not bringing all back. He's bringing only a remnant. So I got to have good judgment, family, when I begin to move from one point to the next. Sometimes when I move, I'm going to fail. You're going to see me go downward, but I got to understand, family, why this thing that causing me to go downward exists. There's nothing new under the sun. This thing been existing for a long time. I just got to recognize it, family, of these folks wanting me to fail. These folks wanting me to be eliminated. These folks wanted me to stay within iniquity and sin and transgressions. I got to realize this. Let's go to the next verse, family. Verse 4. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Family, if I realize what's causing me to be in this position, see, I will understand one thing, family. By knowledge. Knowledge is the information, family. And information is not going to come to you always. Most times you have to go and get that information. See? Meaning I got to go outside of the rim of where I am. The rim that I done got comfortable in. I got to go outside of that and find out what established my people. What established me as a bloodline. See, this is what's going to establish me when I get outside of my comfort zone. See, some things ain't gonna just be given to you. You got to go and find it. That's why the Most High say, seek my face that you may find me. And seeking the Most High's face is not always in your comfort zone. Sometimes you got to come from out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you have to come from out of that zone of comfortability. And this is how your house is established. And when you realize that your house is established, this is what brings back, this is what fills your chamber with riches and precious, pleasant things. Because you realize, I don't need everything that everybody's offering. Like these politicians. I don't need them. I could create my own politicians in politics. I don't need their stores around my community. I could create my own stores. I don't need the education system. I could create my own homeschool education system. We could build back up our own communities. But family, you have to go through to realize what caused you to go downward. You got to establish, you got to realize that if I never understand what is causing me to fail, how can I establish my house? I don't understand the things that I got going on. I'm just allowing it to go on. Family, by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Family, truth is not going to always come to you. You got to sometimes go to truth. And truth comes from original information, family. It comes from original information, not secondhand information, original. So family, we got to go back to our bloodline and find out what caused our bloodline to establish themselves back then. It's going to take the same thing in the same mindset today. We're not talking about that sellout generation of the civil rights. We're talking about our forefathers back during time of when they had things, wanted to inquire things. Now all the civil rights era was not sellouts. But those bootleg Negroes, those Uncle Tom and Jigaboos, those the ones we not talking, those the ones you don't follow. Wanted to eat in their restaurants, wanted to go in their schools, wanted to infiltrate their jobs. When Martin Luther King told you, we're going to Washington to get our check. They were taking money from you. So why not go and get that money back? This is how you feel your house was pleasant and good riches. It's because, family, you are doing the things that you're supposed to do within your own culture. You're not trying to be like somebody else. You're not trying to be with other people. You're trying to be you. And you're trying to stay within the framework of your own. Let's go to the last verse, verse 5. A wise man is strong. Yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. Family, what is a wise man? A wise man in Hebrew is kakum, means skill, men, and experts. You know what make you an expert? Not that you went to school, but what makes you an expert is when you went through something, you failed at it, you learned from it, you understood it, and you began to apply what you understood and how to get away from, how to remove yourself from the continued failure of the things you failed at. You understood why you failed. You realized why you failed. That's what makes you wise. And most of us are going through life today and don't understand why we are failing. You haven't recognized or realized the things that is causing you to fail. You just steady going along to get along. And family, ask yourself the question, how that makes you wise when you just keep going along to get along. You keep following these same people. You keep following these same politicians, these religious leaders, these entertainers, these athletes. You keep following these same type people and ask yourself, family, what is that doing for you? How is that benefiting you? How is it benefiting you, family? Explain how is that benefiting you? How? How is it benefiting you, family? A wise man is what? Strong. Strong means to grow firm, to be established securely. See, a strong man grows firm. He got roots. Where's your roots at, family? Most of you ignoring them. Because a tree can't be firm if it has no roots. A tree cannot be established securely if it has no roots. See, family, your roots is your blood lineage. Your roots is your own community. Your roots is your own businesses, your own communities, your own education, your own lifestyle. That's your roots, family. That's how you grow firmly. That's how you grow firmly, family. That's what make a wise man grow firm. He become an expert at himself. He become an expert at his family, his blood lineage. He become an expert at his own foundation, not others. His house ain't built connected to other people. His house is built among his own blood. And family, we got to get back to that blood. And it says, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. And that word of means indicating possession, meaning that man possessed that knowledge. What is that knowledge, family? He possessed that information. He possessed it, family. He possessed the information. He possessed the firmness of his family. He possessed the firmness of his lineage. He's not possessing no one else's lineage. He's not possessing a make-believe lineage. He's possessing something he went out and realized who he really is, who she really is, who they really are. And he know himself. Even if he was adopted, he would try to go back as far as he can, or she can, or they can, to realize who they are. Because you will always want to embrace yourself, because that's what gives you that foundation of a house. Because if I'm building according to someone else, family, then that's not my house. That is someone else's house. Family, I have to take possession of myself. And if I can't take the possession of myself, then family, who has the possession of me? Family, this is Morey Yacob in part 1 of Building a House. You can give if you choose to, if you want to and if you like, to $INDIG 15, $INDIG 15 Cash App. You can email me at myvision15@yahoo.com. Family, you have to take possession back. You have to establish yourself, family. Until next presentation, shalom.